I think this is a good note for everybody out there.
He says that I don't pull well on TikTok, so
He doesn't.
It's
It's a fact. It just doesn't pull well. It's called social media for a reason, and it's not selfish media.
I just gotta clear something up. You weren't the 12th man on the field. Right?
There is no easy way to get anything ever.
This is Mornings with Matt, the Deering Acting Studio podcast, where we discuss the connection between life and acting.
Alrighty.
Hit that record button.
I did do
there you
that.
go.
I did do that thing, Joey.
It's red.
But I hadn't yet, so...
It was like a quick, very swift move that happened.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mornings with Matt on the Deering Acting Studio podcast. We're sure happy to have you today. My name's Matt. I'm here with Brian and Joey today.
What's up?
We are in the middle of our week on taking action. And we came out of thoughts, went into feelings, and now we're on actions. And so yesterday we discussed the idea of non-action being a very, very useful action sometimes. And learning how to say no, the importance of that. And so today we're going to be talking about the topic of acting in faith. To act in faith. So, before we get there, Bri Guy, let's hit up this daily devotional if we could.
Let's do it. This is, by the way, one of my favorite verses of all time. I love this verse.
All right, well.
This is probably the most known verse in the whole Bible.
It's
I
the
would say.
number one
one.
verse.
I shall read it. Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
I can do all things.
All things. All of them.
You said it so fast.
I don't know. I got really excited.
I can do all things.
I can do all
It
things.
is exciting.
through
It is
Christ
exciting, though.
Who strengthens
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Slower.
Yeah.
Who strengthens me.
So, this verse is it's similar to with the faith of a mustard seed. You could move the mountains type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this one of your favorite Bible verses, Brian?
Well, in the whole part of the Philippians, this part, it talks about just within God's plan. So like basically, I love it because it's just saying very plainly and very simply the truth of who God is and what he does. So if we come to him honestly, humbly, and it is his will, he will answer it. And it makes me think of, there's this idea of like God always answers you. It's just not always what you want. Mm-hmm. So he always answers. It's either yes, no, or not right now. And so just this verse kind of just pulls that all together. Anything. So when I was in the hospital or when something was going wrong, I would just repeat this and remind myself that that I have strength in Christ. Because I know Christ, I have that strength. That's the reason for it. And whatever's happening, there's a plan for it. And it reminds me, because Christ had crazy suffering, obviously. And so when I'm going through something like that, it's not necessarily like, oh, he's going to fix it and make it all amazing. But whatever happens, he's going to be there with me.
There's a Chick-fil-A rap song on TikTok where he uses this verse, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's like, because through Christ, I can do all things. It's really funny.
The Chick-fil-A rap's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's really good.
That's good. That's funny, and that's good. Okay, cool.
Coco.
There's a limitlessness
Limitless.
to this verse as well. It's not like I can do some things. It's I can do all things.
Mm-hmm.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So, as you said, when you turn there, that's where you get the strength.
Mm-hmm.
But how often are we not turning there?
Too often.
Too often.
Yeah.
And then we get discouraged sometimes as people, and we're like, why are we not where we want to be? Why are we not feeling good? Why are we not whatever? And the truth is probably because we're not listening. Probably because we're not in touch with the Spirit. Like even this morning, Bragg, I looked over at you and I was like, oh, you're starting to eat healthy again. And you were like, yeah, I wasn't feeling good. Now I made that choice. And so you're eating some lettuce this morning.
Yeah.
Like a rabbit.
Like a rabbit. Just not even cooked. But
the question is, why did you stop? You got to ask yourself that. Why do I do this to myself, right?
Yeah.
Why do I continually beat myself up? And this is for you, this is for all of us. Like why do we make these choices when we know darn well it's not in the Spirit of Christ?
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess this leads us into today's episode, which is to act in faith. Okay, so I think one of the things, honestly, even for our team, for this studio, but this would relate to everybody out there, is to make sure that you're clear on your vision. And I don't think I've been sharing with you guys as often as I used to the vision for the company, where we're going, exactly what the goalposts are, and measuring like what's the next thing. Mm-hmm. So without something to aim for, even if it feels way out of line, it's hard to get there. It's hard to take an act in faith when you don't know what you're being faithful about.
Yeah.
So you take your situation, even with food, Bragg guy, and it's like, what are your goalposts? Do you have them? Are they written down? Are they specific? Mm-hmm. So then, like, how could you act in faith if you don't know what that means, like what the destination is?
Yeah.
What were you saying?
I was just going to say, Shay stopped in yesterday, which was really cool.
Yeah.
But she was just asking about, like, how things are and what's it like and what's going on. And I just kind of shared that, like, a lot of stuff has changed. So going into that idea of you saying, like, we haven't talked as much about the vision and stuff, I'm like, well, part of that is you've had to pivot a little bit in your role.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of, through Brian's sickness, through Shay being gone, through different things that have happened along the way, pivoting and filling holes as we go. And we've gotten stronger, but that's definitely something that I'm excited for you to get back into now that we've sort of earned this strong base as a three of us kind of thing.
Well, see, and that's an interesting point of view, Joey, which is exciting to me, because if you're sitting there asking yourself, I'm excited for Matt to get back into that, because what that means is, as you know, I'm going to crack the whip.
Yeah.
So to speak. It's like, we're a bunch of horses, and I'm going to be like, let's see how fast we can run.
Yeah.
Instead of let me give you a little break, let me pull back a little bit, let's stop and eat some hay. I'm going to go, let's run. Mm-hmm. Let's race a little bit. Let's get out there and play. And what you're saying out loud is, I want that.
Yeah.
That's a new evolution in you as a human being too, to see it, to know it, to feel it, to understand that feels good. Because of that is probably why we are where we are and you are where you are. And so you're saying, I want more, please.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of what you did before, was when we had our team meetings, you would write down the mission, vision, values, and they would change slightly depending on where we were at. And we would memorize them and bounce balls and, like, spend a lot of time on it. And it was really fun. It was painstaking sometimes because it kept changing.
Super painstaking, yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. And you even did this yesterday because we had Johnny come in to help with Valleywood writing. And then you mentioned to him that we wanted to start on Jurassic Park, like, next week or something. And then you told me, you were like, so you got to make a track for that. And I ended up doing that last night solely because you pushed me to.
Right.
Otherwise, I would have waited a
Yeah.
while, but
Well, and
now
that's-
the base of that is done. It's not fully mixed yet, but the base is the hardest part to get down. And that's huge leadership.
Well, it's the law of attraction as well. It's the idea, and it is leadership. That's what I do. I mentioned last night that I was yesterday doing more of that, and it's because of Valleywood. Because Valleywood's coming along, people are wanting to come in and help and work and be a part of it, and so I'm doing interviews and I'm kind of and inspiring people. Essentially, that's where I fall into like my best space.
Which gets me so excited because this camp is going to be the most important one we've ever had. We talked about this a little bit, but just with what happened in the world the last year, like, kids need it. And
They do.
It's going to be really fun. And
Yeah.
the fact that we're thinking ahead and we're going to have a staff planned out and they're all going to have a role and they're all going to feel confident in it versus just kind of putting together volunteers a week or two before is like, it's going to be a total game changer.
Yeah.
So cool.
And right people, right place, right time.
Yeah.
Brian and I went at it a little bit last night in the funny, awkward way, but I was like, he was like surprised that Johnny had written so much in a day, and I was like, I wasn't. But the reason I wasn't was because I knew I was motivating him. I knew that I was like, that's my role.
Yeah.
Right. The same way I'm actually not surprised that Joey's halfway done with the Jurassic Park track. I know what I'm doing. I plant the seeds, right?
Yeah.
Water them. But for me to be able to balance between a bunch of different people and continue to plant seeds and continue to push people, that needs to be a role that I get to be in, right? And it's an important role.
Yeah. Super important.
And therefore, like, though I can do phone calls and emails and customer service and all the teaching and this and that, like, it's not necessarily what's best for us as a team.
Yeah.
Depending on what's our goal, what's our next goal post, and where do we really, really, really want to be going.
And
Yeah.
is Brian sick?
Well, honestly, I didn't want to talk about it on the show, but now that you brought it up, I was realizing yesterday I can't even think about that anymore. I gotta stop that, because the problem is that was a thing that I know has been holding me back, because I'm going like, I can't count on Brian. I don't know where Brian's at right now in this particular state. You're eating lettuce this morning. Awesome. That puts me in a frame of mind that you're probably going to be good next week. But I don't know what happens, like, in between the ears. I don't know what happens when you go home. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. And sometimes, when people, we talk about trust too. So people come in and they're like, you say one thing and you do another, or you do one thing, you say another, and it's like, and we have to be just accountable for ourselves. But I have to make sure that even you have some sort of a goalpost.
Yeah.
So if you're not being pushed to go do something, you're not being inspired for the next whatever it is, what is going to get you excited to come in, Truthfully. I mean,
Yeah.
right now you're excited a little bit, I think, because you signed up for masterclass. So now you're in this place where, like, you're excited to work on it. You have a goalpost in front of you. You have something that's driving that.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
And what are you doing, right? If we go back to even the topic here, you're painstakingly working on a play, working on the memorization.
Yeah.
Why? Because you have a certain level of faith that you're going to put it up and you're going to be changed, inspired, become better
Yeah.
as an actor and a person. So you're literally acting in faith. You're putting yourself through pain now with the idea of there's going to be something on the other side of that. But that's purely faith. Really, it's all it is. If you didn't have faith in the idea that there would even be a class, or that the class would be good, or that whatever. Like if you don't have faith in it, you wouldn't take action, and that's what today is all about. Is you have to have faith in the thing that you're going toward. If you don't really believe it, you'll never take action.
Yeah.
Yeah, we dealt with this last night in improv with that idea of
Improv.
Yeah.
You said it with such like an excitement.
Thank
I
you.
don't know.
Because I love improv.
So what happened,
Yeah.
Bri?
So basically, we were going through this idea with space work, and we were doing dramatic scenes, really believing your role. And comedy would come from that, even in serious situations, if you fully believed it. But you had to suck yourself completely into the world. And there was a moment where Daniel was sitting at a table, and it was supposed to be like an awkward date type deal. And I asked Daniel what was on the table, and first he was like, and he was like trying to figure it out. Well, they were already halfway through their scene. He hadn't imagined what kind of restaurant he was in. He didn't see like, is there a candle on the table? Like, what things are right there in front of you that you would be able to interact with and bring into full reality. Then when he started to do that, it really came to life, because even though he was doing well, he wasn't fully believing his reality.
Right.
And there's that, like, once you like you said, you just really get in that, all of a sudden everything comes to life.
Yeah, that's right. And that's where, as an actor, for those of you actors out there that are listening, the idea of knowing certain things that like the character must know and anticipate. The actor cannot anticipate something that the character shouldn't know. So let's just say that the police are going to knock on the door, and the character doesn't know the police are going to knock on the door. Then the actor playing the character should not be worried about the police. However, if the character is expecting their girlfriend to come over, there could be an anticipation and an awareness and a knowing and a wondering of when is that door going to knock. And then holding on to that anticipation is something that is like, I have, as a character, I have faith in that my girlfriend's going to knock on the door. And I think she's going to knock because we planned it. And then you have to go back into making that very real for you. Why are you so excited for your girlfriend to come over? How long have you been thinking about it? Like, blah, blah, blah. You go down the list, okay? So then what happens, potentially, in the scene, you're anticipating the door, you're excited about the door, and then the door doesn't happen, let's just say, in the scene. Now you start to lose faith, slowly. And you're anticipating, you're losing faith. Maybe you open the door, you check it. But I wasn't opening the door before. But now I'm like, do I have my time wrong? Is my watch working? Like, what's going on? And then that process is interesting for us to watch. But if your character didn't have faith and then lose faith, we couldn't actually see it.
Yeah.
It's just a very interesting concept.
Yeah.
Well, and depending on the script, depending on the given circumstances, depending on what they're going through, you have faith, you're waiting for the door, and then, like you said, you lose faith, and then potentially that leads to bad decisions.
Right.
Because then you're disappointed, and you're second-guessing everything, and you're being negative, and you're listening to the bad voice in your head. And then that's kind of how these plays and how life builds on itself, is half the time we're just telling ourselves something that's not true.
But that's true, what you just said.
I have faith it is. Yeah.
So we'll end here before break, and then we'll go on break, and we'll come back with a takeaway. Going back to this masterclass example. People pay money to get into masterclass, like $500 almost. It's an investment. You're investing. So you pay money to get into the class. The studio here, is being paid that money to put on the class. So what happens is, like, the more money is on the line, the more intense it is, the more probable that thing is going to happen. Think about it. It's the more probable you're going to put in effort to get the most out of it, the more skin you have in the game. It's an interesting concept. Because what if you weren't paying? What if you weren't paying anything? What if sometimes masterclass happens, sometimes it doesn't? And we think it's going to happen that day. We're not sure. We're pretty sure. We'll let you know. How much effort are you going to put into it?
Almost none.
If there's zero money on the line for either party, how much effort am I going to put into it? How much effort are we going to do to make sure it happens?
Mm-hmm.
There's kind of nothing on the line there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the weekend comes and it's like, oh, you know what? I really want to do MASH class, but there's a football game on, so I'll just not do it. And then the student doesn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
Or the teacher doesn't. You're right. It's like we need these things to help us to ensure. And there's no sure thing,
mm-hmm.
right? I mean, anything could happen.
Yeah,
Could happen.
Sure.
Anything could happen. But you're so much more likely to show up. So much more likely for the thing to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, how do you make sure that you always have this thing that's there that you believe? You have to believe it. You got to see it, believe it. And then you will take action in faith. If you can take action in faith, something comes from it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna leave you there. We're gonna go on break. We'll come back with your takeaway for the day. All right, so we're gonna end here. I'm gonna leave everybody with this. I drew this before this scene started. So this is a little diagram I was thinking about. 3 circles, okay? So here it is. So this is you, all right? This is you. These other 2 circles, that's you also 10 years from now. You make decisions. You make decisions. The truth is, we all can be, we can be someplace 10 years from now, all of us. You decide. Where do you want to be? And then you start making the little decisions to get there. Little decisions like reading every day, working out, eating right, studying, becoming a better actor every day. This is the thing. I can't teach here without bringing personal development into the equation, because I could kind of care less about you landing jobs. I just want you to be a better person. Because I know when you become a better person, you become a better actor, and you will get the jobs anyway. But I'm worried about just helping you get the job, you getting cocky and leaving, and it happens all the time. And those are the people I feel sorry for, because they crash and burn, they get depressed, they land a gig, and the other person talking about the gig they got 10 years ago. And it's very uninteresting. So each and every one of us, me included, we go, here I am. Where do I want to be 10 years from now? What are the decisions I'm making? I tell you guys, I taught yesterday all day, right? Went home, gave my heart out to my kids, passed out hard. It's Saturday sleepover, so I let the kids be in the bed. Because the kids were in the bed, woke up at 2:30, something like that. I sent these guys a text. I was on cloud 9. I've made a decision in my life that when I wake up, if I'm up anyway, why am I going to waste it? I spent 6 hours this morning studying, working, getting excited about life. By the time my kids got up and my wife got up and these guys got up, I'm already rolling, you know? And I'm not tired right now because I'm doing what I love, what I'm passionate about, you know? So we can all be like that, but you got to ask yourself, what do you do when that happens, when you get up? And it's so easy to go to the computer, to go to the show, to go to the whatever, you know? It's so easy, and I know it. It's easy to go to the food. It's easy to go to the whatever the addiction is. But if you want this, you want to be professional in anything, you'll get to go as far as you're willing to work. Whew, how's this feel? It was one of those lipo moments for you. Here's the thing. Every time you move, it's a move. Do whatever's necessary for the moment. Now I'm gonna do some directing, okay? That line's wrong. Let's get that pause out of there. Don't get yourself stuck in I have to do certain things. I'm very excited for you to have the chance to see where you were when you started the scene to where you are now. Literally, you just leveled up. All right, we're coming back to acting in faith. And why do we need this so badly? Doubt.
Dum, dum, dum.
Doubt.
Nice.
You're not talking about the play by John Patrick Sam.
No, not that. No.
That too.
That too.
That's
Yeah.
what he's talking about. Here's the thing. You're going to have doubt. Doubt is going to come.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have something that you believe in. You have to have faith in order to achieve what is unseen, what is unknown to you.
Yeah, we were talking about this a little bit with Johnny yesterday when it comes
Thinking
to
the same thing that
Johnny Be Good?
actors. Yeah, Johnny Be Good. In that cool Valleywood promo that Joey put out. We were just kind of chatting about actors, and he was from Chicago and had met a lot of people. And I can't remember the guy's name, but he was talking about a dude who basically wanted so badly to be on SNL, and that was his whole focus. And when that didn't happen, it like destroyed him. So he basically like put his faith in the wrong things. He put it in the wrong place, and when that happens, you crash, right? And especially it's easy to do in our industry. You know, you look at it and you look at, I wanted the fame or I want this job, I want to be on this, and it's not what we expect it to be. We're chasing the wrong thing. We're not having faith in the right thing.
Yeah, and it comes back to your why. I like this quote by C.S. Lewis. He says, "I believe in Christianity as I believe that the sun has risen, not only because I see it, but because by it I see everything else."
goes back to that idea of bringing the light.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he's talking about. He sees everything because of the light.
Well, I see the world, he's saying, through Christianity. And as I put on Christianity goggles and then I look at the world, I'm like, oh, yeah, I can see everything now clearly. And I can take them off and go, doesn't make as much sense to me. The most interesting thing about C.S. Lewis is he's a logical dude. C.S. Lewis was an atheist and then became one of the most renowned Christian authors because his books are about him trying to prove that Christianity is not real. And through his search, and he's a very smart guy, through his challenging himself to try to prove to everybody, hey, this is not real, you guys. Let me prove to you it's not real. And as he kept trying to prove it wasn't real, he kept going, that
Seems pretty real.
That's weird. So he got himself to this place where it was like, okay, I can't logically think of anything other than this is real. So until proven otherwise, that's where I'm going to operate from.
Yeah.
And then there's the scary part of that, which is if that's true, I mean, Jesus dying for our sins and us just being so holy and utterly miserable as human beings, just not giving everything over.
Yeah.
And we all do it. Like we're like not capable of being fully Christ-like. And so that if that's true, whoa, how heavy is that? It really is.
Yeah. It reminds me, I'm going to quote a second Bible verse here. I don't know exactly which book it's in, but it's I'm the way, the truth, and the life.
That's in the Bible, I believe.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't know which.
It's a joke, Joey.
No one comes to the Father except for me.
Yeah, and that verse speaks into this so well because of this idea that like the goggles, without faith, the world is really hard place to live in because there's so many things that you can't explain.
Yeah, and things you can't control. So here's another reason, okay, why I like to talk to people about faith in general, and it usually turns back to God. And that is by practicing faith, you are practicing developing yourself into somebody that can achieve things, that you can do all things. That's the most incredible thing. So if we could just briefly go back to Joey's car. Joey told me about his car. We walked outside, we looked at the old beat up one. I put my arm around him. I said, "That's not your car. It's not your car." And you know it. On your insides, you know that's not your car. He's like, cool. And I said, there's a better car. There's the right car for you. He believed it. He believed it with his whole heart. Mm-hmm. If I were to have said, Joey, you're going to get the exact car you used to have, exact model, exact color, exact whatever, he wouldn't have believed it. Because nor would have been like right to say that. Mm-hmm. Is it possible? It's possible. But what's the point? There's no point.
Yeah.
But by believing, like, okay, that God's got me, I stay diligent. I stay forward. And this is a material thing, but God works through all kinds of stuff, right? Because think about the car, okay? How many times have I specifically talked about God because of the car?
Multiple times.
All over the place, right? So therefore, the car became something that is glorifying the Lord. Mm-hmm. The Lord's going to be like, okay, cool, I'm going to do more of that kind of thing.
I'm going to give him some more cars.
And it's right. and it's not about the material thing.
Yeah.
Because the why doesn't go away.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's what's funny is since I got it, people will ask, how'd you get your car? And I go, honestly, it was just God. And then they always do a double take. Mm-hmm. They're like, no, how'd you really get the car? And it's so funny because I'm like, why is it so hard?
Yeah.
For people to just believe that when I say it.
Right.
Well,
it's truth. Like, it's truth.
100%. But that also goes right into action, right? It's faith in action.
Right.
So if he gets the car and it is God, that's all well and good. But you have to then be willing to take action and speak on it. You have to be willing to say that.
He had to take action. He had to take action in faith, though, also
himself
before the car came.
Yeah, totally.
Leading up to it.
Totally.
And this is why you and I were going to debate on this one day, that I feel like that and manifestation are the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I look forward to that. That'll be fun.
Brian's like, I still disagree. I want to fight with you right now. Let's go.
No, it sounds fun.
Ding. Round one, fight.
Because when people speak of manifestation, they're talking about visualizing something, picturing something, an idea or whatever, but you got to take action, right? In this particular case, it's the same idea. It was like, here's this visual of like, okay, it's going to be this car, right? It's going to be something that's meant for me. God's got me taken care of. Cool. Some of Joey's action was what we talked about yesterday, which was non-action. Some of the best action you took was not dwelling in the negative, and that's difficult to do in a negative situation. Mm-hmm. By doing that, you're blessed.
Yeah.
Facts.
Joey Sweeney facts.
There you go, brag.
And like we said at the beginning of the show, there's no freaking timeline.
That's right.
So he answers with yes, not right now, or no. Mm-hmm. But you still have faith and you trust that the answer's there.
And one of the most powerful things you can say on the improv stage is no. Which is interesting because we used to teach just yes to everything. And and then Second City's yes and. I've got a big shirt that says yes and, because that's one of the principles. And there's a reason for it, and it's all good. And I can talk about that later. But one of the most powerful things you can say on the improv stage is no, to help frame conversation. But ideally, it's not no by itself, but it's no because. Mm-hmm. And I believe a lot of times we don't listen to God's because. Mm-hmm. I think God says no because, not just no. He says no because, but we don't listen for the because we don't want to hear the because we're like, why? Instead of going, okay, why? Where do you want me to be? That's different. Mm-hmm. Then why me? Why not? Why? And you're like, and God's like, shut up.
He's always like, shut up.
I had enough.
Come on, Matthew.
Had enough of your whining, Brian.
That's how I hear God. I hear him like that.
Yeah, like Mr. T?
Yeah, like Mr. T. I was just going to say that. That was a good Mr. T impression. I know you weren't doing it on purpose, but yeah.
I pity the fool.
Yeah.
That messes with me. Brian?
God.
All right, I got another quote here for you guys.
Whoop, whoop.
I need my glasses, though. Ding. All right, this is by Dave Willis. Says, choose faith instead of fear, and life will become a lot more fun.
Fun is fun, guys.
Fun is fun.
Yeah.
That's gonna be in the intro.
Oh,
one
great.
day.
I can't wait. Can't wait.
Deep
Fun is fun, guys.
Deep quotes by Brian Sweeney.
Yeah.
This is why we send Matt for the quotes on the show.
Fun is fun. Brian Sweeney. That's a good point, though. And honestly, it's so simple and so deep, actually. Fun is going to be an episode.
Nice.
And I'm going to take what you just said, and I'm just going to extrapolate on that for an hour.
Yes.
It's going to be dope. And then you and I can argue about it.
Yes.
And I'll sing the SpongeBob song.
All right, I got one more
F is
quote for you
friends
guys.
Who do stuff together.
Fight,
U is
ding,
for
fight,
you
ding,
and
fight,
me.
ding. What are you grabbing that book for? You want to talk about it?
This book, yeah, I do want to talk about it.
Let's
And
talk about
some
the
stuff
most
coming up.
banned book on Amazon, everybody.
We're still
Stop
salty
saying
about
that.
it.
Why?
It's
Why?
true.
I feel like they're going to keep banning it.
Hello.
Factoids.
Of course they are. Time now for Brian Sweeney's Shameless Plugs.
Shameless plugs. Acting is my day job. 7 strategies to market and make money as an actor.
Stop it, Brian. You're not doing my voice right.
Darn it. Okay. Sorry, champ. So I was just looking in here, and because we were talking about some of this stuff today, you talked about goals and things. Specifically inside this book, there's I had it open there, an actor progress sheet, and like a stuff about being inspired in a goal sheet specifically. So if you are an actor or really just in any area, and this is something that you're like, I don't know how to get started on that, this is awesome for that. So yes, go on Amazon, leave a review, help us build it up, share it with somebody. We also have a improv show this Saturday, 7 o'clock.
Boop, boop.
So you can get your tickets at lighthousetheater.org. You can also get them on Eventbrite. And then next weekend, we have our master class that we talked about earlier. So you can sign up to audit for that on our website. It's just $35. There's one on Saturday and one on Sunday. You can come to both. Highly recommended, because then you get to see the progress for the scenes. It's a really incredible weekend. Matt does an awesome job of just bringing light to the plays and inspiring people. It's one of those things, like, I could tell you all about it, but you don't understand until you're in the room. So come to the room or watch virtually.
I pity the fool doesn't come
I
to
pity the
master
fool
class.
doesn't come to master class. I pity him. Mine's really bad.
So if you want to have in your hot little hands the most banned book on Amazon, just type in "acting is my day job" into the search.
It won't even
And then
come
keep
up
going.
until after you hit enter.
Until you hit the B for "acting is my day job." And then it will pop up, and you can get it, and you can have the most banned book on Amazon in your hot little hands. Acting is my day job. 7 strategies to market and make money as an actor. I'm trying to see how many times I can say banned on Amazon, because it makes Brian very uncomfortable.
It does. It does.
It does.
Why does it make you so uncomfortable? Banned on Amazon.
I don't know.
Banned on Amazon.
I think
We got
the banning
banned. We got
process.
banned.
I think
Banned.
he's scared that, like, the more we say it, the more things are gonna get banned for us.
Banned.
That's a part of it. Yeah.
Brian's like,
I'd say so.
Brian's like, if they take out my Instagram profile and the studio's bio, oh man,
I'm gonna get livid.
Banned on Amazon. But how do the robots know that I'm not talking about a band on Amazon, like the Rolling Stones?
the Stones.
I don't know, but that Rolling Stones is probably gonna show up on my feed now.
The most banned on Amazon, like the Rolling Stones book on Amazon.
It is in fact a
Acting is my day job. 7 strategies to market and make money as an actor is a band, apparently, because it's banned on Amazon. Tell you that much right now. Brian's so uncomfortable. Just keep the camera on him always. Just never let it leave.
Don't do that.
All right, don't. Yeah, he's right. Don't do that. All right, here we go. I got another quote here by one of the great mothers of the world, Teresa. She says, "Be faithful in small things, because it is in them that your strength lies." That's a good one. Be faithful in small things.
Didn't we talk about that earlier this week?
Start small.
Yeah.
We did.
We did.
We did talk about that. A small thing is you eating lettuce this morning, like a rabbit. I'm serious. That's a small thing.
Yeah.
But to be faithful in the small things over time,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. But you got to have faith. You got to know what you're looking forward to. Even I'm going to keep picking on Brian because he's like the most uncomfortable right now he's ever been. So even you with your health, you need goalposts,
Sure.
specific ones. Like you should know, like, all right, just like the car, right? Like if I were you, I would. But here's the problem: you got to believe it the way Joey believed it. Okay. So, all right. We'll see if Brian can give over, because sometimes he can't. But maybe right now he will. All right, hold on. You see that kidney down there?
Mm-hmm.
It's not your kidney, bro.
It's not my kidney.
It's not your kidney. There's another one. He's so uncomfortable that I'm close to the microphone. He's like, he's in my space.
I'm not uncomfortable.
You look pretty uncomfortable.
He looks uncomfortable.
Well,
to
now
me.
I am, because the chair's moving.
That's not your kidney, bro.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not your kidney.
I fully
man.
believe that.
So then you got to go, okay, what are the negative things I'm thinking about? How do I get rid of them?
Mm-hmm.
What are the positive momentum things I can do? Little things. Not a timeline necessarily, but goalposts.
Mm-hmm.
What are little things I can track? Little things I can whatever, and go, okay, I wonder, and then could I have more energy after dialysis? Could I set a goalpost to be like one less dialysis day a week? And it's amazing because it's just amazing because here's the thing. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But you got to have faith in the little things. You can't just wait for the miracle. That's what one of the great mothers of our time, Teresa, said.
One of the great mothers. There are many great mothers.
Well, Leanne Deering is one of them. Christine Deering is another one of them.
Mary.
Vicky Sweeney.
I'm just kidding. Unbelievable.
Oh, wow. Vicky, I tried, okay?
He did.
I tried to set your son up to make you look good. Joey had to do it for him. All right.
It's just sad, the look that you gave that was just so obvious. You go, Christine Deering, Leanne Deering.
Mary.
Like, what?
Mary's a good one, though. She was a pretty good mom, I think.
I'd say so.
I think. I mean, I don't know.
Christ's
She
mom.
didn't have to do much, though.
I mean,
Really? Was she that good of a mom, or did she just have Jesus as a kid? I mean, come on.
that's a good point. It's a good point.
I'm the greatest mother to ever walk the earth. Your kid was Jesus, dude.
Like maybe
so
a little less bragging, Mary.
Yeah. That would be a really funny skit.
Yeah, that would be.
That would be good. All right, here's our takeaway today.
Woo!
Stop.
Drop.
Roll.
Yes.
Stop and pray. Meditate. Go inward. Make sure you've got a why for what you're doing. Get yourself to the place where you know where you're going, general direction. You've got some goalposts in front of you. You're not too hung up on timing. Though you have some things mapped out, it's loose because it's in God's timing. You have some things, some ideas of some things and some measurements, but you're loose because it's in God's timing. But make sure you know why you're doing it, and then really search your soul and ask yourself, do I really, with my whole heart, have faith that this is going to happen? And if I don't, maybe it's not going to happen. And maybe that's okay. Maybe that's God telling you, hey, this isn't for you. Can you find a way to fully believe it? Because if you fully believe it, actually, it will happen. But it might be 20 years from now. That's the problem. And do you have enough faith to hold on and to do the little things every day without seeing the big result? Can you do it? Can you hang in there? That's. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying praying's gonna help. So today, your takeaway: you need to pray.
Every time somebody says "hang in there," I just see that little cat poster.
Hang in there, buddy.
Of them.
I also don't even like the. I don't even like the words "hang in there." Did I say that?
Yeah, you did. You said "hang in there."
Yeah, you did.
But I probably said it like "hang in there," or was it like "hang in there"? I don't know.
No. You said like "hang in there."
Yeah, there was a
Like
for sure. Yeah,
rawr.
we got our lion behind it.
Good, because what I mean is be steadfast. Because I think the connotation to hang in there is like, I don't know. It's like just holding on to dear life and not doing anything, trying not to die.
All right. So, as we've talked about multiple times on this show, Matt has used another big word. Steadfast means resolutely or dutifully firm and unwavering.
That's right.
Just thought it would help.
Thanks for the definition there, Joey.
If I need it, probably somebody else needs it. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Thank you, Joey. Defining small words by Joey.
Another segment.
All right, that's our show, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to pray today, and also like, subscribe, share, help us spread this light-driven content to the planet. God bless.
Thanks for listening to Mornings with Matt. Please like, subscribe, and follow us at Deering Acting Studio to keep up with the latest content. For more information on classes, private lessons, or professional development coaching, visit www.deeringstudio.com. Have a Deering day, everyone.
Have a chippy day, everyone. Rough.